All right, Dave. Let's start with Sam Smith.
The
Uh,
exasperation on your voice.
yeah, it's funny. Sam Smith now a non-binary person, so using they/them pronouns. Um, they're a artist we've talked about on the pod, a decent amount. They come up when we talk about Disclosure, obviously being the vocals for some of their biggest hits. We reviewed their last album. I believe that was 3 years ago now.
Yeah, 17. Yep.
So uh, they're not new to the program in terms of topic, but I struggle to understand where he falls in the lexicon of artists right now, right? Because um, I feel like he's got, or they have a big profile,
Mhm.
but I'm not sure if their body of work backs up that profile. And in listening to the new album, Love Goes, supposed to be, released back in May,
Mhm.
pushed back to June, then pushed back even further because the original name was To Die For, and they didn't want to have
Yep.
an album with the word die in it with
Good
COVID
idea.
going on. Yeah, definitely. And I'm glad that they renamed it. Um, I found myself feeling like Sam Smith excels in two lanes, either slow, sad ballads or upbeat dance EDM music. And in between, the rest just feels very bland and
Yeah.
not really catchy. How are you feeling after Love Goes?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's the thing with Sam Smith music, at least the music we've gotten, which probably was not what people expected to get after songs like Latch really exploded,
Mm-hmm.
about 8 years ago almost. Now it's been a long time. Um, because yeah, I mean, when this is like that pure vocal driven pop and the lyrics are really about intimacy, and especially on this album, like heartbreak, right? But it's so sanitized and safe, and I feel like just low energy often, which is weird to say because they do have a strong voice. That's kind of been the hallmark, right? I mean, good singing, but songs are often pretty dull to me, pretty boring, which is just disappointing because of the talent that's still very evident. And I think on a song like Diamonds, the second single, kind of just pure dance pop, um, more traditional dance pop, not something Sam's done a whole lot of. It's been a little more eclectic before, of course, with the two big Disclosure songs. But Diamonds, that song goes. I like that one a lot. That one's fun. But there's very little of that on this, and I have a hard time maintaining my attention, and that just disappoints me. I mean, track three, another one that's got Guy Lawrence on the keys once again, half of Disclosure, but that's no Latch, that's no Omen. So it, Sam Smith's career is just to me just a kind of wasted potential, despite the fact that they've really successful and popular still.
Yeah, I agree with you on Diamonds, and just the overall take on the album is that it does feel safe in a lot of ways. And you know, I found myself gravitating towards a couple of songs that I thought were pretty strong, but again, it falls into those two lanes, and I don't know how you make a cohesive album when you're jumping from tempo to tempo like that. So the songs I think I really enjoyed the most were um, "Dance Till You Love Someone Else." I really liked the like upbeat poppiness, uh, like pop EDM dance vibe of that one. Um, for the Lover I Lost is just like a great piano ballad, but completely opposite type of song where it's downbeat. It's accompanied by a string section that keeps kind of swelling up in the second half of the song. Kids Again was another song I thought was pretty strong, but again, that like slow, sad, nostalgic type song. But again, it's safe, like you said. So I'm I don't know. I guess I just am trying to like understand or try to think about Sam Smith has such a he's such a known name, and I am just feeling like you said, how does he reach that potential? And I'm wondering, you know, disclosure, obviously, we talked about, thrives off of their creativity, their eclecticness, their willingness to get weird. Is Sam Smith ever going to allow himself to get weird? And as he's understanding, or at least becoming public about that sexual identity, I want that just like dance queer album that, disclosure is all over, and really like pushing him to explore and experiment more. And I'm really hoping we get something like that from him, because if this is going to be who he's going to be, it feels like there's probably a career there, but I just feel like it's not a very interesting one.
Yeah, and to that point about being weird, I think the closest Sam gets on this is it's brief. It's that moment on Love Goes with Labyrinth. Labyrinth, obviously very
Mm.
successful mega producer, and that production from Labyrinth, like those are some kind of out there loops. Those
Mhm.
riffs I thought were really cool and interesting, but it's such a fleeting moment that it's hard to latch onto it. I was quite disappointed. My Oasis didn't think Sam held up his end of the bargain, collaborating with Burna Boy, which is disappointing considering the run
Mhm.
Burna is on of late. But yeah, I mean, I guess Sam Smith's just not for me, at least in this current iteration, because he's having a successful career and not doing a lot for me apart from like those obvious like one or two songs every album that are just good. But like album wise, it's very disappointing still.
I guess I'm wondering for you, do you like this album more than the last one we got from him?
Hmm.
The Thrill
Uh,
of It All,
yeah,
2017.
I think about them all the same. There's like
Mm.
only a song or two I really like on each one. Like the obvious hits he's had, "Stay with Me," "Too Good at Goodbyes," "I Know Not the Only One." Like I like those songs. Those are really
Mhm.
good songs. There's a reason they're big. But apart from that, there's only a moment or two on each one, and that's still the case with me. 3 albums in.
Yeah, I do feel like Love Goes is a little bit stronger for me than the Thrill of It All. I'm not sure if I like it more than the highs of In the Lonely Hour, but I do feel like there is there's more to this that I like. A song I didn't mention that I thought was pretty strong as well was "How Do You Sleep." I thought the pre-chorus and the chorus on that was pretty strong. So I do think there's just more I find myself liking, but again, it's not enough for me to feel like this is a good album. So hoping he push or that they push themselves more to um, experiment.